Joe Joe and the morning family, how are you doing? January 3rd. I hope you are having a super good day. Hey, got my new cap on from Kingdustry. Make it rain. We're not talking about RAIN. We're talking about ruling and reigning. The word reign means to have authority over something, like a jurisdiction, like a king or a queen. Listen, as sons and daughters of the Most High God, we are supposed to take our spiritual authority and rule and reign and have dominion over the regions that we're in. You are called to take spiritual authority over everything in your house, in your workplace, everywhere that you go. You are called to take spiritual authority. All right? Now, what I want to talk to you about today is about getting it done for the kingdom of God, about doing what you're called to do. I remember somebody called me a while back and they said, Joe Joe, how are you always motivated? And I said, just am. Then they said, how do you get inspired every day to do what you do? How many videos do you do a day? I said, it depends. Low end, 5, high end, 10 to 12. I have done 15, 18 videos a day because I have a lot of different ministries and businesses that I do videos for and Zooms for. And they said, how do you get motivated and how do you get inspired? And I said, well, like a lot of people, I got a stack of bills. I got responsibilities. And I said, no, seriously, here's the thing. I have a wife, 3 kids. We have a church. I have a mentoring program, a health coaching community. We have like 280 coaches. We've had over 7,000 clients. I'm committed to our mentoring program, to all the people that are in it. We do a one-on-one call with them, every month. And then we're in a group that I do 2 videos just for that group every month. And then I start going through all the different things that I do. And I'm committed to Joe Joe in the morning, doing a video Monday through Friday every morning. I said, look, when I wake up in the morning, I have responsibility. I have people that are depending on me. I don't have to look for motivation. I don't have to look for inspiration. I have all of these things going on that I have committed myself to. If I ever commit myself to you, the only reason we won't be connected is if you quit reaching out, because I'm there. Right now I'm in our church office. I have an office at the house, and I spend a lot of time in my office. Always got my phone out. People got my email. People can message me on Facebook. You can get to me. You can call me. You can text me. You can email me. You can message me. And so I'm available to the people that are in our life. Okay? And so I don't have to find motivation. I don't have to find inspiration because I have so many commitments and I'm a man of my word. I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to show up every day if I feel like it or not. I'm going to do Joe Joe in the morning, Monday through Friday, if I feel like it or not. I'm going to do my videos for social media. I'm going to do our mentoring calls. I'm going to do our health coaching calls. I'm going to help people grow their own health coaching business. I'm going to do everything. And then in the afternoons when I go home, my wife and I are going to have an amazing dinner with our 3 kids and our Cavapoo, who sits at the table with us, usually in the chair with me. But I'm committed to so many people. I don't have the right to not be inspired, to not be motivated. I don't have the right to do that. You'll never hear me say, I just don't feel like doing it today. No, I do it every day because I love it. I love what I do. See, when you love what you do, that's part of the commitment right there. What I do, it's not like work to me. Like I have my calendar here. In fact, my wife has me 2 calendars this year. And I keep one at our home office and one at the church office. And so I have my calendars, and every day my calendars are full, but it's not work to me. We have created a life, and we've created what we want to do. Like everything I do is what the Lord has called me to do, and I've created it. Make it rain. You know, a lot of people feel like their life. I was talking to somebody the other day, young person, low 80s, and they were like, I just don't know if I've ever impacted anybody. I just really don't know, if I've ever, done anything that matters. Do you think, and they really don't know me, say, do you think you really done anything that ever matters? I said, yeah, I've done a few things. That's all I said. Okay. And make your life matter. There are people that are counting on you. There are people that are depending on you. There are people that need you at your best every day. I remember one day, this was probably about 8-9 years ago, I was doing a video every day on an amazing platform that no longer exists called Periscope. And I dropped my son off at daycare. He's now in the 6th grade, but it was daycare back then. And I was about to run out. The Holy Spirit stopped and said, hey, do that video that you do every morning. I said, okay, God, I'm running a little bit late, but I'll jump on and do it. And I did it, and I had a few people jump on. And it's a live video, and if you don't know what Periscope is. And so I was doing the video, and like 40 people jump on. And then one of my friends shared the video, and it bumped it to about 150. Then a very well-known apostle shared it, and it went to 500 and something, just like that. Well, somebody that knew this well-known apostle got on the video, watched the video, and then the guy who shared my video originally, that became her apostle, and then she became very close friends with my wife and I, and now is one of our top health coaches, all because when I didn't feel like it, I did it anyway. The Holy Spirit said, Joe, this is something you do every day. Even though I was running a little bit late, I had some stuff going on, I just said, all right, God, I know, I got to do it. So when you're committed to something, it's going to happen. If you want to have authority in your family, in your region, the place that you work, you may not be the top person, the owner, you may not be the CEO, may not be the supervisor or the manager, but you may be the spiritual authority there. Well, you've got to learn to make it rain. You got to learn to take that authority. You got to learn to shift things, shift the atmosphere when you walk in. And whenever you're really focused in on what God has called you to do, you'll never wonder, do I feel like it today? I remember one time there was a worship leader that I knew, phenomenal. Like, they were so gifted, like musically, like they were very gifted musically. And then they were anointed, just not the musical part, but the singing part. But this person was just, in and out, would cancel, just, but every time somebody heard this person do worship, they were like, wow, this person's so anointed. They're not doing anything today because they were always worried about how they feel. When you're married, it doesn't really matter how you feel. You're married that day. Parents, have you ever got up one morning and said, ooh, I got a headache, or my back hurts, or I don't feel good, but you got to parent that day, okay? You got to parent. There's a lot of times people wake up and they may not feel like going to work. Man, get you a prayer and a cup of coffee. It's a great combination, and you got to go. Now, if you are an entrepreneur and you are a creator, you actually get it done on the days that you don't want to get it done. So I tell people this all the time, and I'm never mean when I say this, but I say, I don't care how you feel today. Are we going to push past your emotions, and are we going to tap in? That's what's wrong with the younger generation today. They get their feelings hurt. They are so emotional, and when they don't want to do something, you have a lot of people out there that work, they're always calling in sick or not showing up, and then they wonder why they get overlooked for promotions. They wonder why things don't go their way. They gripe and complain. Well, they're never going to do anything. That's one reason that I say I can't really be around people who are negative or people who make excuses, because I used to make excuses. I used to look for things to be negative about. I used to look for things to talk about. And then I just got around I remember one day I was in my young 20s, and there were some older ministers, and they were talking bad about other ministers, and they were talking about this and talking about that. And I just got in ministry. I was like 20, 21, and I'm looking at these guys at this table, and I think, man, none of y'all are prospering in life. You all just drove up and broke down vehicles. Your wives all look mad. You're all out of shape. None of your churches have more than just a handful of people, and you're just mad all the time. I don't want that. So I went and sat at a table by myself. I found some people, a little bit later who, they had like the pastors over here, then like the lay people over here, the volunteers. I was sitting with the volunteers, and these people were happy. I'm going to be around people who want to do something with their life. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to make excuses. I want to be a person who encourages others, helps move people forward, helps people advance. And so, we're in a kingdom that is always advancing, but the Bible even says that the laborers are few. There's not enough people helping to produce the harvest, to win souls, to make disciples, to teach people about the kingdom, to push people forward. There's not a lot of people like that, because people are always caught up in their emotions or how they feel, or trying to figure out what angle to take. Listen, man, just run hard after Jesus Christ. Run hard after everything that God has, and things are going to start falling into place for you. Come on, January 3rd, 2024. This is a great year. I've had a great year so far, and I plan on continuing to have a great year, because I'm going to move forward and advance. Like I tell everybody to always do, get around the right people, get around winners. The conversation is different. The atmosphere is different. I remember the first 2 or 3 times I was ever going to a conference and I was getting to speak, and I was like the youngest person by 15 years, and these generals in the faith, like my heroes, were sitting around a table, and I got to sit with them. Nobody made an excuse. Nobody talked negative. I remember one time we were at the Appeal to Heaven conference, Apostle Dutch Sheets National Conference in Colorado Springs. We went to the conference, and they had like a big dinner, and my wife and I were invited. And so we went, and when Apostle Dutch came by his table, he came by our table, he spoke to us, we were talking, and he had this back brace. He said, you probably thought this was like a cummerbund, but it's not. It's a back brace. I said, what happened? He said, I had a procedure done 2 weeks ago. And he told me it was a rough procedure. And I said, wow, you had that 2 weeks ago? He said, yeah, but I had this conference, and I knew this conference was important. And a lot of people were counting on this conference to give them just the power and encouragement and drive to move forward. So even though I had a rough procedure, I just could not stop. I had to have the event. My back is hurting, but you know what? I'm still recuperating, but I know I had to do this event. I said, that's a champion right there. That's a champion right there. I remember times we were doing events. This is probably 2016, 2017, and I was doing an event with Jeremiah Johnson and Ryan Lestrange, and I remember all 3 of us were looking at our schedules, and it was just kind of like, oh my goodness. And we had it where all 3 of us could fly in, do this event, turn around, fly back out quick. But we knew it was important. Was it hard? Yes. Was it inconvenient? Yes. Was it powerful? Yes. I remember doing an event one time with Apostle Ryan Lestrange and Jennifer LeClaire. Same thing. It was like we were all trying to juggle our schedules and our calendars, and we got a date, and all 3 of us were like, we're going to have to fly in, fly out, an event. And one time we did an event, Apostle Ryan and Prophetess Jennifer LeClaire, at Apostle Ryan's place, and he wasn't even going to be there on the first night. He said, we can do it, but I won't even be there on the first night. I'm doing something for a TV show, a production, and I've already, said I would do this TV show. So we went to his church. He wasn't even there, but we made it work because we knew it was important for that time and season. There's a lot of times in life you're going to do things that really don't fit in your schedule. They're going to be hard. A buddy of mine asked me to come preach, and I'll be going to preach for him here in just a few days. And I was looking at my calendar, and I'm like, he said, man, can you come on this date? And I'm thinking like, oh my goodness, yes sir, buddy, I got it. I'd love to be there. And it's going to be a drive-in. I like to hang out with the ministers. That's the main reason. I don't go to preach. I do, but I love hanging out with the people hosting the event. And so we're going to go in, hang out for about an hour, do the event, and then I got to leave right after it. But I know in my spirit this is a very important meeting that I need to go to. I don't need motivation. I don't need inspiration because it's who I am. It's what I'm called to do. You're tired in the middle of the night and your 1-year-old baby cries. You don't think, man, I need some motivation to get up. I need some inspiration. No, that's your baby. You get up and go see what's up, okay? And so you don't have to. Listen, don't be the person that needs the motivation. Don't be the person that needs the inspiration. When you know who you are, you know what you're called to do, and you know that God has something powerful for your life, you will do it for God and for the kingdom. It shifts everything. I know so many people. I remember like my first 3 ministry paid positions, I did not come on staff as a paid person. I felt led to go to that ministry. And I was only there a few months and they put me on staff because the way that I served, the way that I showed up as a volunteer. You got me? Some people, how much will you pay me? How much will you do this? Don't be a hireling in life. Listen, and even the place that you're working, if you could realize the place that you're working is not necessarily always about the job you're doing and what you're getting paid. It's what are you becoming in that place for that next stage of your life. If this is making sense to you, you're going to be all right. If it's not, you'll learn, okay? You don't have to be, not like, I love motivational talks. I love inspirational messages. I love motivation. It just gets me going. It makes me feel good. But if I heard it or not, I was going to show up anyway. Some people say, man, I got to get motivated. I gotta get inspired. Well, you just sit over there and let me get something done. Recently, I was asking somebody to do this project with me. And they said, okay. And so, they got back with me pretty quick. They said, all right, man, I'm ready to do this project. I said, bro, done got it done. They said, how do you get the whole project done that quick? I said, because I'm committed and I'm focused. You trying to, get yourself inspired and motivated, you just missed out. Come on now. Let's go. Got things to do. It's 2024. Okay? I love you guys, and I hope this helped you today. Man, I tell you what, I love being around motivated people that are self-motivated. Like, here's my thing. When I wake up in the morning, I'm in go mode. Okay, when I wake up, I'm ready to go. I've already got my plan. I got my action set. I got my calendar set for the day. It's systematic then, because the night before, or a lot of times the Sunday night before, I schedule stuff and I'm already prepared. So I don't have to be motivated. I don't have to be inspired because I'm going to show up. Love you guys. Hey, the mentoring might be right for you. The links will be below. Hey, if you want to jump on a phone call, let's jump on a phone call. Let's talk about 10 minutes and we'll see if the mentoring is right for you. Okay? We're looking for people to run with. I'm looking for people to run with that want to move forward and advance. Okay? I love you guys.